The motel room was quiet, save for the hum of the old air conditioning pushing out lukewarm air. Dust danced in the low light as you sat cross-legged on the edge of the bed, fingers tangled nervously in the sheets. Ghost, Simon, was standing near the window, his skull mask pushed up to his forehead, revealing those sharp eyes. The adrenaline of the mission had faded, and now it was just the two of you. He looked tired and calmer than usual. You'd been dancing around this for weeks, months now. The tension, the glances, the accidental brush of hands, the way he stood just a bit too close behind you during weapon checks. The voice low in your ear. Simon wasn't easy to read, but somehow you'd learned his silences better than most people ever would. And tonight you felt like it might just be something. He turned to look at you, watching you face like a hawk did. "You were right." You nodded. Your throat felt dry. "Yeah, just, thinking." "About?" He hesitated. "About us?" Simon didn't move at first, but then, slowly walking over to you, thudding dully against the carpet. He crouched in front of you, resting his arms on his knees. "You want to talk about it?" he asked gently, voice low. You looked into his big eyes, those rare, soft, brown eyes behind all that steel and shadow, and you exhaled shakily. I don't know what you expect from me." His brows furrowed slightly. "What do you mean?" he asked. You shifted, suddenly cold and despite the warm room. "I mean, I know we've been building to something, and I really want to, but I think we should know that I've never done this before." The words dropped into space between you like a weight. Simon blinked once, twice. His expression didn't change much, but his shoulders straightened and rushed to keep going. "I'm not embarrassed," you said, trying to convince yourself more than him. "I'm not ashamed, it just hasn't happened. I mean, life got in the way, and then this job, and then..." You smiled nervously. "And I guess I figured if it was ever going to happen, I want it to happen with someone who made me feel safe." Simon didn't speak right away, but his gaze never seemed to leave yours. He reached up and pushed the mask fully off his face, letting you see him, all of him, a rare offering. "You think I'd expect you to know everything?" he asked, voice low. You shrugged. "I mean, you lived a lot more life than me, seen a lot more, done a lot more." You chuckled nervously. "I don't give a damn how much experience someone has. Doesn't mean they know how to care for another person," he said, as he leaned forward, resting his hand carefully on yours. The tension in your shoulders eased, if only slightly. He wasn't judging you, not even a flicker of it in his eyes. "I've done plenty of things," he said quietly. "Not all good. But with you, I want this to be different. I want to go slow, if that's alright." You nodded, heart pounding. He rose to his feet and offered you a hand. You took it, his callous palm wrapped around yours with a surprising amount of tenderness, guiding you to stand. Then he leaned in, just a whisper of his lips brushing against yours. You melted into him, steadying yourself with a hand on his chest. Then he leaned in, his lips brushing against yours. You melted into him, steadying yourself with a hand. It was a kiss without hunger, just warmth and promise. When he pulled back, his voice was almost a whisper. You tell me if you ever want to stop. You swallowed hard, looking up at him. Okay. He led you back to the bed, this time settling you against the pillows as he sat beside you, kicking off his boots. His hand found yours again, thumb brushing against your knuckles. You were right, he asked. Yeah, you breathed out. Just nervous. He kissed your knuckles. We don't have anything tonight. We don't have to do it. I want to, you said. I trust you. That did something to him. He saw it. It was just like a flicker, like your chest meant something more than he could ever say. Simon leaned in again, kissing deeper this time, but still slow, still careful. His hands moved to your waist, hesitating until you nodded. Every moment he made, he checked in with you. Every shift, every kiss, every touch. He watched your face like it was the most important map he could ever read. When his hand slipped under your shirt, he paused. Can I? Yes, he whispered, heart hammering. Piece by piece, the two of you undressed, pausing often and speaking without speaking. His mouth found your neck and your collarbone, never rushing, never pushing, just exploring and learning. His murmured affirmations in your ear the whole time. You're alright, he'd whisper. You're doing perfect, I've got you. When it finally happened, when you finally met, it wasn't like the movies. It wasn't a sudden firework or breathless groans. It was soft and awkward, but in the sweetest way. Like you were learning each other. Simon's hands were holding you steady, guiding you through each wave of sensation. It hurt a little at first, but he went slow, listening to everything and adjusting, kissing your cheeks and your temple and your mouth like a prayer, whispering your name. And when the pain faded into something else, something better, you gasped, holding on to him. He murmured affirmations to you, brushing your hair from your face. And you didn't even realize the tears that gathered in your eyes until he kissed them away. When it was over, he didn't move. He didn't rush to clean up or get dressed. He just wrapped his arms around you and drawed you closer to his bare chest, letting you listen to his heartbeat. Still with me? He asked softly. Yeah, you whispered. Still here. He exhaled slowly, pressing a kiss to your temple. Good, because I'm not going anywhere. And you believed him. And the room went quiet again. But not awkward, not tense, just quiet, in a way that made your chest feel full. Simon hadn't let go of you. You were still curled up against his chest, arms circled around you like armor. His body was warm, a scent of grounding, soap and gun oil, and something uniquely him. You could feel his heartbeat against your cheek, slow and steady and reassuring. You're right, he asked softly, voice low and gravelly from the dessous. Same question as before, but now meant to something more. You tilted your head to look up at him. His eyes were half lit and his mouth was relaxed. He looked softer than you'd ever seen him. Unmasked, literally, and figuratively. I'm okay, you said, a little sore. I'm a little sore, but I'm okay. A smile tugged at the corner of his mouth. Sore is normal. We took it slow and it's still new. He nodded, tracing a lacy finger under his chest. The scars there told 100 stories, but right now they were just part of the canvas you were learning to touch. He watched you do it, silent when he looked up at you. There was something unreadable in his eyes, not distant, but almost afraid. What is it? You asked. Simon hesitated. I'm just thinking about how much I don't deserve this. That made your heart ache. You sat up slightly, just adjusting the sheet around your hips, keeping close. What do you mean? You asked. He stared at the ceiling like it held some kind of untold answer. You're this good and kind. You trusted me when you shouldn't have. You gave me something people hold on to for their whole lives, and I keep wondering what happens when you realize I'm not worth all that. He reached up, cupping his cheek. Simon. He blinked and looked down at you, eyes unsure. You didn't take anything from me. I chose you. You didn't rush me. You didn't push me. You made me feel safe, and that's what matters. He closed his eyes for a moment, pressing his face into your palm. I don't know how to be good at this. You don't have to be, you said. There's no right way. Just keep being honest with me. Keep doing what you're doing. You reassured him. You know, even though he didn't say it out loud, that he wasn't talking about the act you just did. He was talking about the relationship you two had. He pulled you back down to his arms, burying his face into your shoulder. You're too good for this job. You snorted. Tell that to the 6 guys I dropped last week. He chuckled against her skin, the sound rumbling through his chest, and it made you smile. For a while, the two of you just laid there, breathless and tired and warm, letting the quiet settle between you like a warm blanket. The world outside was distant. The mission, the chaos, the constant survival in here. In this sliver of time, nothing existed except for Simon and the slow rise and fall of his chest under your hand. Eventually, he murmured. Hungry? He asked. You pulled back sleepily, smiling. Starving. He shifted to sit up, rolling his shoulders and rubbing a hand over his face. The muscles in his back rippled under the scars and tattoos. You took a quiet moment to admire him. His breath was cold, but his strength and his vulnerability, it was probably one of the only times someone like you actually got to see it. You were probably the only person who ever actually got to see him like this. Simon stood and padded over to his to-go bag in his chest boxers, tossing you one of his black shirts. You caught it and pulled it on. It swallowed you whole, of course, but it smelled like him and the fabric was warmer from his skin. You grabbed a protein bar from the side and tossed it onto the bed beside you, then sat on the edge and cracked open a bottle of water. This is the worst post-cordial meal of all time, you said, laughing. We're in a shit hotel room of Prague with no service, he said dryly. You want me to go forage? You leaned in, wrapping your arms around his waist from behind, chin on his shoulder. Nah, this'll do. You relaxed into your touch, reaching up to squeeze your arm. You're not gonna look at me different now, are you? What, because I've seen you naked? He snorted, but you felt the tension in his spine. I mean it, he said softly. Like, I don't see you as less dangerous or less capable. I just know you better. And that's all. And that's what I see. He turned his head slightly, brushing his lips against your temple. You're strange, love. Takes one to know one. The two of you sat like that for a while, sharing water and eating in comfortable silence. And that was it. You were happy, and eventually you got back to bed, warm, and you curled up against him. This time you didn't hesitate to bury your face in his chest and sigh deeply. You think we're gonna break after this? You mumbled. Probably have to fake an injury for it, he murmured back. But I will. You chuckled sleepily. Good. I think I want to keep waking up like this. His arms tightened around you. Then stay close. Don't go running off. He smiled against his skin. I'm not going anywhere, Simon. For the first time in a long time, you both believed it. And you were happy that Simon was your first. And Turns out this stuff wasn't so scary as you may have thought it would be. Good night.